Welcome to Growing Up Asian, a friendly platform where high schoolers like us share our thoughts and experiences living in America as an Asian. Hey, I'm Savni.
Hey, I'm Aditi.
Hey, I'm Sia.
Hi, I'm Varsha.
Alright, so how's everyone been holding up?
Pretty good. I hate online school.
You know what? I'm not gonna act like I literally didn't talk to you guys like 5 seconds ago. Cause, we literally just did. So
Yeah.
I kind of like virtual school personally. A lot of people have been telling me they hated it, but I kind of I stay on house party like the entire day, so it's fun for me personally.
my entire screen time, well, I'm at house party like 3 hours of the day. Yeah, mostly.
I know, I'm surprised my parents haven't taken my phone for it yet,
Exactly.
all the time.
I don't like online school. Like, it's boring. Like, you can't see anyone. And I don't do house party either. So, like, I can't see anyone whatsoever. I don't do FaceTime or anything. And it's just, like, it sucks just to, like, sit in front of the computer the whole day.
Honestly, at least
Yeah.
you're paying attention, because I'm not paying attention at all.
Savni during civics, just like sleeping.
Literally, I laid down one day because it was so boring. I was falling asleep.
She grabbed a blanket and she just like laid down on the bed.
I don't like online school because of like the workload. I feel like they're giving us so much stuff to do.
Yeah, it's like we're in school like 8 hours, and then we have to sit another like 4 hours to get our homework done.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, I want a life outside of school. Like, bruh.
Well, it's not like we can really have a life outside of school right now anyway, so I guess that's what they're banking on.
Why are you gonna do me like that? You know what I mean, though. Like, I know, some people are like working out, like getting up early in the morning and like working out after school, and I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, I barely even get 7 hours of sleep. And if I don't get 7 hours, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, like I snooze them for until it's like 1 hour past my alarm time.
At least you're not waking up at 8:18 and late for class.
Even wakes up like that early. I don't know. Like, I get up at like 8:20 for my 8:30 class.
I felt that like 10 minutes before. I have to wake up early and like take care of my doggy because it's a lot of work. So
At least you
yeah.
have
Yeah.
Bucky.
But like, I don't even get to spend a lot of time with him. Like, I miss him so much during the day. Like, every time I see him, he like freaks out and then I freak out and then we're just spending time and then 10 minutes later I gotta dip. Like, come on. What is this?
Imagine if I get a dog not next month, but like in October, and I won't even have time to train it, because like at least you had a month before school started, but I won't even have that.
But he was too young to like train. Like, even though we had that much time, we couldn't train him because he was like such a small puppy, you know?
Okay, so now that we've kind of like done an introduction, you guys want to start talking about like some of the topics that we have planned for today?
Okay.
So, I mean, I think one of the biggest things, like the challenges about being an Asian kid is kind of like, or just like an Asian who grows up in America, is kind of like your parental expectations, I guess. Because my parents are always like, we moved to this country and just to give you like a good education. And it's like, it puts a lot of pressure on you because you feel like you have to do really good because it makes you feel kind of guilty if you don't, you know?
Yeah, because they worked so hard to come here from India, and then we're over here like, hey, how y'all doing on house party? That's all we're doing.
Savni's sleeping.
I literally sleep half the day. I feel so guilty for sleeping because it's just like I can't sit for more than 30 minutes and listen to a teacher. I just can't.
Like, it's too tempting. The bed's right there.
Yeah.
They can't even see if I'm on my phone. Like, it's too much.
I feel like they have really high expectations too. Like, sometimes it just feels like a little overwhelming.
Yeah, plus, like, my parents are, like, super, like, concerned about college because they don't understand how it works in this country. So they're, like, they feel like I have to do a ton of things to get into college. And it's, like, they're confused and it makes it even worse.
Yeah, because they expect us to know everything, and then we're here like, I mean, we... god. Ignore that. I'm sorry. Some little girl texted me.
Some little girl, bruh. Why you gotta do her like that? Come on.
I'm so, you know what, that caught me off track. Like, come on.
Like, come on.
What were we saying? I forgot. What were
You're
we
talking
saying?
about parents.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know how I want to be a doctor, right? And my mom is completely for it, but my dad is against it because he thinks, like, you know how every parent's like, computer science is the future and like everything computer related is what you should do because that's what's gonna, get you a job as soon as possible, get you married and like all that. But I want to do medicine, and I don't want to do computer science because that's disgusting. Like, I cannot imagine myself sitting in front of a computer coding. Like, coding is the most, okay, no offense to anybody who is doing coding because I know like it's something you want to do. Seriously, I
Sia.
cannot. Okay.
Aerospace engineering.
I can't even do, like, remember coding day in middle school? That was the most dreaded day for me. Like,
Really?
yeah.
It was literally blocks. So what were you complaining about? All you had to do
I
was.
don't care. It's still boring.
How are your parents like angry at you for wanting to be a doctor though? Like,
No,
bruh.
it's
Like,
not
it's either,
angry.
like,
It's just that my
doctor.
dad, he's not like, he thinks that like computer science is the better way to go. And he
Bruh, my
doesn't.
parents want me to do both. They're like biomedical, and I'm like,
Oh
no,
my god, the workload is gonna be immaculate. You cannot.
Yeah, like one of my parents
no.
wants me to do computer science, and one of them wants me to do medical, and I feel like I have to do a double major just to satisfy both of them because I don't know what
It
I'm gonna
all
do.
depends on like the person though. Like, cause if you're just not the type to like coding, you really shouldn't do that because you don't want to hate your job for the rest of your life.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. And then my dad's like, nothing in this world is what you like. And I was like, huh? What?
I mean, it could be if you wanted it to. Like if
Let's
you
not
could
go there.
choose.
I'll get into politics, and
Oh
that's too
no,
much for this.
No politics.
There's no stopping you until you're into politics.
Yeah.
So, do you want to say anything, Aditi?
Me? I mean, I'm into coding, so like,
Really?
like,
Oh my gosh! I found me a coding friend. Yay!
Her when Savni was dissing coding.
Sia would tell me, she'd be like, "Oh my god, today I was in was it Python and you were programming." She would be like, "I sat there and it was so fun," and I would be like, what are you talking about?" Like, you just sat there and coded and it was so fun.
At lunch, Sia used to like tell me, she would be like, I learned this in coding today, and I'd be like,
Yeah. And even for the AP exam, she was like, it was so much fun. I had to make like this board game, and I was like, really? Is that really that fun?
I mean, but Savni, if you're not into coding, why would you do it? Because your parents are telling you to do it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to do anything related to coding, computer science, any like data business. I don't want to do any of that.
bro, we need them to pay for our college though. Like,
Varsha!
keep them happy, get that money.
Get that bag.
I can't afford college in this economy. Like,
Exactly.
what do you think?
All that student debt got me
No.
feeling some type of way. I'm scared.
I was talking to my mom today, and it was like, you have to study here in North Carolina, and I was like, no, I want to go out of state. And she was like, no, you have to study here. And I was like, no, I want to go to UCLA. I want to go to California. And she was like, you know what? Like, she wants us to stay here, and it's so annoying because I want to leave. Like, I want to leave as soon as possible. And I know it's like bad, and not bad, but it's like,
not bad. Like, I feel like some people just want to leave their house and like go somewhere out.
Exactly.
Like talk to people, like find a new environment.
It's also kind of from like being controlled, kind of.
so much, yeah. And we just want
bit.
a little bit.
I don't know how your sister is surviving, like living like so close and coming home every weekend. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I could never. I would be
cannot
like,
do that.
I love y'all, but
Oh, she's really close to my mom, so she's like, she doesn't mind. Like, they're literally best friends. Like, when I say best friend, like, that is her best friend. Mom is her best friend. Yeah.
My parents are the exact same way because my older sister, she went to college like outside of NC, so they're like at least one daughter should like stay near us and like stay close. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like,
Meanwhile, I was like happy when my parents were like, "We're gonna social distance from you after you came home from school." I was like, "Okay, privacy." They literally
Oh my
like
god.
today I was doing my homework. Like I think I was like I was about to join my English class, and my mom and my sister were like lying down my bed, just like sitting there on her phone, just like talking. I was like, no privacy in this house. I guess like another reason why I also want to like go kind of out of state and a little far away, so I can like also like do things that I never got to do here, like, and also like make decisions that like if I was with my family, they would be like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, I want to go see like a therapist or
Yeah, and you
something
have
like
to
that.
explain every little thing that we do
Yeah,
now. And even my sister, like when she left, even if she wanted to go somewhere, she still had to tell my mom, which was
she's
like, huh?
literally an adult. Yeah,
Yeah, and she
Even
would,
if you
even though she didn't have to, she would still be like, "Hey, Amma, can I go this? Can I go this place like this day?" And then my mom would be like she would ask permission, even though like she wouldn't even know if she went anywhere.
like if I stayed, I know I would do the same thing because like I'm so used to asking my mom for everything and like for permission for everything that I
Yeah,
would probably like subconsciously do the same thing, and I don't want to. Like I want to be my own person, and like the best transition for that is college. So I mean,
Exactly. Because, like, that's where you learn all your, like, independent skills and stuff like that. Like, how to deal with life without having anyone to, like, directly fall back onto. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I still feel like my parents are like, because my brother was out of state, like Sia, like they're just like, I want you to be in state, and I'm like, I don't want to be in state, like I want to leave the state. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like plus like I want to finally like kind of focus more on my mental health, I guess, cuz like my parents are like people with depression should just be happier. Like no,
yeah. That's not how it
that's
works,
not how it
honey.
Yeah,
works.
that's really not how it
That's
works.
you're literally like why I want to be a therapist actually. So, thank you.
I think you would make a great therapist.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, you have all this wisdom. Like, I want to listen to you talk like 24 hours.
Except for if her patient doesn't like politics, that would be a problem.
I would not be talking about politics to a patient, okay?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
that
Oh,
bad.
sure,
influence
okay.
their opinion. I don't think you're like
I'll
allowed
just
to do that,
yeah,
maybe.
I'll talk to Savni about it instead.
Oh, ew! Block you.
Oh my gosh.
Savni drops me.
You know what? And you can't even. And if anybody wants to talk to me about politics, it won't even work out because I won't even know half the shit they're saying. Like I won't
Savni would
even.
just be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even listen to them. I would not even listen to them. I would just be like, oh, politics. Okay, yeah. So, like, about that, I don't know anything.
Like I tried talking to like sometimes like I'll hear like parents talk about politics and I'm like, okay, I want to come talk too, and then they're just like, huh? Like why is this child?
Exactly.
They're like, go hang out with the kids, and I'm like, they're all like in elementary school. Like I'm sorry, I
Like,
swear.
ancient uncles at like gatherings just talking about politics. You can hear them all the way upstairs. Like, come on.
Once I spent 3 hours talking to my mom's friend about conspiracy theories, though. That was very fun.
Ooh.
She was the only lady who like the only like Indian auntie or uncle that ever like actually talked to me, and I was like, I appreciate you. She told me all these new ones, and I was just like, whoa, I had no idea.
What do you guys think about, like, what our parents think about, like, our mental health? Like, what do you guys think about that? Like,
My parents have been getting a little better. Like I've not been in like when I'm not in a good place, they still lecture me after about not feeling self pity and how we need to be thick skinned as people who face racism. And I was just like, uh, okay, but like they've been a little better, and they're like, my mom like doesn't lecture me immediately, which is I guess a better thing now. She's trying to comfort me more, I guess. But yeah, honest. Otherwise, though, my mom doesn't really believe in like therapists. Like she's like,
yeah. She's like, that doesn't work. And I'm like, that's supposed to help. That's why they're
Therapists are
there.
not just for people that have like depression or
that's what I was gonna
mental illness.
say.
Like I want a therapist because I just want to talk to someone that's like not my
They
friend. I
have to
guess.
listen to you. They
Yeah.
have to help you with your
Because
problems.
Varsha, on the other hand, she keeps interrupting. Just kidding.
I'll be like sending them funny memes, and then one of them will be political, and then and then they'll be like, Varsha, no. But yeah, I mean, like, I do really want to help people because, like, I feel like, and like, also, like, maybe kids whose parents have ignored the fact that mental health is like a very real thing.
Yeah,
So
they don't
because like I
understand
understand that, yeah. And it's
so many people struggle with like self-image and like how they look and how they feel and stuff, and they don't understand that.
And
No,
like
they,
sometimes people are like, you shouldn't self-diagnose, but people also forget that some people can't get diagnosis because like maybe their
yeah.
parents don't take them anywhere, or like maybe like they can't afford to. Like it's Sia gives everyone food though. Sia's very nice. Love
I like
Sia.
giving people food because, like,
It's so
seeing
nice.
their face after they get food is like one of the best things ever. Like,
I
I
could
just love it
never.
so much.
I could never.
I see your point of view, like how you like seeing their faces about like when they your food, but you know what I hate is when they eat the food and then they want more. Like, I'm not gonna give you more. This is my food.
I always ask Sia for more, and she gives me more because she's so nice. And I'm a selfish person. I'm just like,
I
I don't
mean,
want to
because
share
if you're
food.
hungry, but after eating my food you're happy, you might as well like be happy,
Sia's
you
just
know?
like, I can't deal with how nice she is. Oh my
I
gosh.
know. Like, I would not. I hate people who are like automatically think I'm gonna give them their food. Like my food, I mean, not their food. What am I saying? But the people that don't
Thank
get the
you.
message when I
I
don't want
feel
to give
so
them their
appreciated.
huh?
Thanks. I feel so appreciated right now.
You
You
deserve it.
are.
Yes.
Your spaghetti and meatballs.
Yes. I had to get rid of myself. Like that was too cringy for me. I'm gonna forget I ever said that thing. Nope.
What thing?
What? Yeah, exactly. There's no thing in Ba Sing Se.
Varsha! Oh my gosh.
You know what's so funny? I keep doing that hand thing, and then I realize that nobody can see me.
What hand thing?
The hand thing, the pointer hand thing.
The pointy thing.
Bruh. I can't.
I've been doing that, but I'm also trying to like, I don't know, like talk it.
What?
Anyways, anyways, this is why I don't present things in front of classes. I tried to explain something in English the other day, and I stopped, and I was like, "Mr. Cole, I don't know what I'm saying." He like tried to explain what I was saying.
Who is that?
I've spoken too much today. I'd like to give someone else the turn to speak. I'm not doing. I'm just gonna leave now. Bye.
I literally don't know what to say. I don't know.
I mean, we can talk about how like parents feel about like I guess how we don't really get to experience the same kind of high school experience like a lot of other kids experience. Like, people get into relationships, and meanwhile our parents are like,
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, I'm lucky that I had an older sister that they've gotten used to like all the things. Cause I remember she used to dress so funny. Like, I'm so glad that they now know that. Like, when I ask to buy something, they'll be like, "What is that?" And I'll be like, "People wear this at school," and they'll be like, "Okay." And my mom has gotten so much more lenient about like anything relating to that, and like going
imagine
out
being the
too.
second child. Couldn't be me.
Sucks for you.
Yeah, I think out of us four, I'm the only person who is the older child. So I'm the guinea pig. Like,
But I feel like it makes no difference for me because I have a brother.
oh my
and
god, for you, yeah, I'm sorry.
it
Wait, how
doesn't
old is your
help.
brother again?
He's college third year, so like
Oh, okay.
it makes no difference for me. Like I'm the first girl in the house, and they're just like they're the same.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the overprotectiveness of the girl, which is so annoying. But yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, you see all those people, like, in relationships and stuff, and you're just like, or like,
I
they'll.
mean, I'm not really bothered by that because
Mhm.
I don't really believe in high school relationships. Like, I don't. I think it's so dumb.
Dude, people.
What?
People in relationships listening to this,
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
they're gonna be like, Savni.
no, they're gonna be like, Savni is saying that just because she hasn't been in a relationship. Like,
They're like, Savni's just jealous.
yeah, like I'm not, okay? I actually, because it's not gonna work out. Like, we know the
Yeah,
truth.
okay.
Would 1 in like 1,000 relationships work out? Like, yeah, sure. Like, high school sweethearts, like, you do your thing, but
They're gonna get so angry at you. Savni, you're being so controversial. Bruh. I'm scared for you.
you know what? Just ignore
It's
everything I
okay.
just said.
You're not gonna see anybody at school.
Uh,
I mean, like, I can't speak about other people's relationships, but like, I feel like
I'm not talking about
if
like a
I
specific
got in a
person. I'm just saying
relationship,
overall. Like, if you
yeah, I
think about
know,
it, you know for a fact that most high school relationships don't work out.
They just
Yeah.
don't. They just don't work
Like,
out.
if you want to do it for fun, go for it. But if you actually like, oh, I wouldn't want to waste my time. Like, Indian people have to focus on their studies because if they waste their time, with all that
that's
stuff.
that's what my parents say. That's my exact reasoning. And like,
Yeah.
I agree. Personally, I agree. Other people, it's their choice.
Yeah, if you want to do it for fun, like get experience or whatever you want to do, you do you, hun. But
Plus, I'm too feminist for a lot of people, so
Oh my god.
we don't even. They're just like,
Yeah, like
bruh.
if you're in high school and you're just dating for like heartbreak, that's just not worth it, I feel like.
yeah, because so many people complain about it, then why are you doing it?
Like I read online that if I can't see a future with you, then I don't want it. And I was like, honestly, that's true.
See, but a lot of people like they date for fun too. Like they just find being in a relationship fun. Like it's not
I mean,
very
what
deep
some
to
people
them.
do is like one person's serious about it, the other one's like, oh, this is just for fun, and then like one of them end up getting like they're like, oh my god, he broke my heart and stuff like that, and I'm like, you should have known, hun. Like you should have known from start.
But
Like,
like those middle school relationships where they say "I love you" on their Instagram posts, like
Oh my gosh.
those are so funny to like. I laugh at
Oh.
those. The
Just a
middle school,
little.
no, like they'll be like sixth graders, and they'll be like, "I love you," and then you
Oh,
see them
ew.
broken up the next week, and you're like,
I love seeing those. I love seeing those relationships where they get into it and then they're like they break up the next day. It's so funny to me.
I'm just like, we're so mean. Okay,
You know I mean. I'm not gonna hide it.
yeah. Please still hire me, guys, when I want to be a therapist. Don't. I'm not a mean person. No patience.
I want to say something, but then I keep forgetting. If it's not a continuous conversation, I forget what we say.
No, yeah, I
Exactly.
get that.
I literally forget everything.
All my filler topics are like about like anime, so I don't have.
Yeah, we're definitely not talking about anime here.
I'm not good at small talk. Like it's really
I
bad.
feel like it's so
Like
awkward.
if I text anyone I don't know, I'll like try to end the conversation as soon as possible because I cannot drag it out. Like it's so like I don't hate them. I'm so awkward.
Texting somebody you don't know is easier, but I don't like texting somebody I do know because I'd
Really?
rather. Yeah.
I don't text people at all though. Like I completely like during the summer, it's just like me and my family time kind of.
You
I'm
and
just like
Sia,
I
both of
don't
you,
talk to
don't text
yeah.
people.
I don't meet up with people. I never yeah.
Like I feel like I'm being so annoying. Like I'm such a bad texter, and I feel terrible because like I care about you guys. That's not the thing, but like I just feel really like annoying when I go and text someone because I don't know if it's like the right time or like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just overthink it too much.
see, yeah, don't worry, we all love you. We know you love us. It's fine. It's fine.
So yeah, we had a whole appreciation speech in a podcast about you. So like
Wow.
take the hint.
Where's mine? Give me mine right now.
Okay, Savni, I appreciate the fact that you're very honest about everything, even when I look bad. A lot of people are like, I don't want to
Wow.
insult the person. No, it's a good thing. It's absolutely a good thing.
Not
Everyone's like,
insult.
no,
I don't
you're
want
not
to
insult.
insult.
No, no, you like a lot of people are like, I don't want to offend them by saying they don't look good, and then you're like, Varsha, what are you wearing?
Oh my god.
And it's good. Like I like the honesty because I feel like it makes me feel like you're someone I can trust.
Why, thank you.
Wait a minute, why this is so sappy? This is a podcast, not guys. Stop.
Yeah, okay. We'll go back to what we're actually supposed to talk about.
Yeah, guys.
Mental health.
Sia's gonna speak now.
I don't know really what to say, but like I asked my mom what mental health was, and she said that she wasn't really sure. So that's that.
She wasn't really sure.
Yeah, she said I don't know a definition. Search it up online, and I was like, okay.
Bruh.
There was just one time, and it was like a really hard time. It was like a few months ago, and it was because quarantine started, and we really didn't have anything to do, and schoolwork was I took it lightly because I didn't really. None of my teachers took it seriously either, so I didn't either. So they wanted me to start SAT, right? And I didn't until like months later. They kept telling me to start because they wanted me to take it soon and do all that. And the time where I wasn't really studying, and my mom, I don't know if she really meant it or not, but she was like, you're not gonna end up getting a good score. You're not gonna get into a good college. Like, how are you gonna study medicine? I believed in you so much. And then there was one point when I wanted to quit Sangeetam, and she didn't let me because she literally said this to me. And I don't want to expose my mom, but like I'm still gonna do it. But she was like, she said, I'm teaching you music because I don't believe that you're gonna become a doctor. So at least you can make a career out of like singing. And I was like, are you serious?
Excuse
Oh
me?
my god.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
What?
that was something that really hit. Like that was when I was like,
I
excuse
mean,
me?
I feel like some stuff our parents tell us, they don't realize how much it actually affects us.
Yeah.
They just say it out, and then like they don't really, they like when we're upset, they just like don't understand why we're upset. Like I'm upset because of you. You said stuff to me that made me upset, and they're like, "What are you upset about?" And I'm
Yeah, and
like,
then whenever we try to talk about our feelings, they just make fun of it.
Or like
they
they
don't
don't.
think
My
it's
parents don't
serious.
make fun of it. They're just like, why are you pitting yourself? Like you should be grateful for everything that you have. And I'm like, I am grateful, but like
They
I
just
still get stressed out. Like it's and like my mom used to cry about school too. Like she told me that. So why is she like angry at me for doing it? Like
I mean, I feel like they just like they think because we're over here, like they moved all the way here and they went through all the struggle for us to be like in such a good environment and stuff. They just expect us to be grateful the whole time, and I'm like, I can't be grateful like all the time. Like I have stuff going on too, you know. Like they don't really understand sometimes because they're just like, oh, you're in a better environment compared to how I was. Like my school was so much worse and stuff like that. They start comparing us to them.
Yeah, comparison is a big thing that they don't understand. There's a lot of things they don't understand. I keep saying they don't understand because they don't understand. They don't understand stuff. Like, period.
Yeah, our situation is so much different than theirs. Like,
So
I'm
much
not trying to
different.
say that their struggles are like down the drain,
you're
but
not
like,
trying
I
to.
appreciate
Yeah,
it so much. Like, I'm so grateful for like everything I have, like all these opportunities that I've gotten. But like, it's just the struggles are so different. They're like opposite sides of the spectrum.
honest. Yeah, like they kind of like they feel like we can't feel bad for ourselves because we have so much. But
Yeah, they're like
you
it's
know,
a little bit like
everyone we're
unrealistic.
not happy all the time. No one's happy all the time.
Yeah, like that's so hard to do. Be happy like 24/7.
Like I feel like my parents, one thing is like I just moved from India. Like I moved back from India. I was over here. I was in the US and then I moved to India and I came back, right? So now they're like, you know how it is in India, right? So why aren't you grateful of what you have over here? Like you just moved, you gotta understand. And I'm like, I just moved from India. Like I stayed over there for 6 years. You gotta understand it's not easy moving. Like they moved to Florida and then they were like, oh, Florida doesn't work out. Let's move to North Carolina. And I'm like, that isn't that easy just moving around to places. You can't just like they told me we're moving to North Carolina like a month before or something, and I was like I was like really confused about it. And I know Sia, you moved too, right?
So I used to live in India for like 3 years, and people in India's perception of American people is very like concerning because they used to think like that people in America are just like a ton of white people who are Christian and they didn't dress properly. So
I
yeah,
know. They don't think there's like any other religion over here. All they think is like Christian, and then like the dressing is something they are like, "Oh, I literally had this one person who like looked at a girl's picture and was like, "Does she not have clothes to wear?" And I'm like, "No, that's fashion." And they're like, "Why is it all torn?" He was so innocent, his face, and I was like, "Dude, no. That's not how it works. She has her clothes." Like they I don't know, they think they have like this one view about America and then like they don't really like look into it. I feel like Indians are just like, oh, that's all. Like they look at something and they're like, oh, okay,
yeah,
so
that's
they're
it.
that and that's it. Like that's it.
Like that's not all it can ever be.
I mean, I feel like that like a lot of people kind of view India that way too. Like here in America, like they think everyone is Hindu or like everyone speaks Hindi or something or like,
Hmm.
Yeah.
but they're like there's a lot of people that are Christian, a lot of people that are Muslim, other people like Sikhs,
Exactly.
Jains, all kinds of religions, and people like it's so it
I
kind of goes both ways too, and like both people kind of need to,
I mean,
or
people
like
over here, they
yeah,
don't know about the languages. They think we talk Hindu
Exactly.
or Indian, like which is not
Hindu.
even
What
a
is
language.
Indian? Oh
No,
my
but the
god.
Hindu part though, I'm just
I'm
like,
like, no
no,
one talks Hindu.
No.
That's not a language.
it's not, doesn't
It's not around
exist.
so
Exactly.
much.
Like, oh my gosh. And
When
even like people who are from America, their view of India is also concerning. Because I remember one time this one girl asked me like, when you go to India, like when you go to visit your family, do you guys live in huts? And I have to explain to
Oh
her that
God, no,
there
she
are
did.
cities in India. Like, how do you think I get there? Like, you need an airport to land. Like, what?
You, what did you think you do to get there? Like you went on a boat? You probably sailed on a boat.
Yeah, just I'm not like a sailor. I use it. Like, what?
Honestly, like once I was in an art class in middle school, and I remember like these girls, like they were like, so we were assigned countries to research and present upon, and I was like, I should have gotten to India, but I didn't. Sad. Anyway, so a bunch of other girls did, and they said the official languages are like Spanish and English and
oh my
French.
god.
They said the that we speak. I don't know. The language was Hindu, I think. No, not the language. No, the religion was Hindi. That's right.
Wow,
The
the
religion was
religion was
Oh,
Hindi.
Hindi.
that's embarrassing.
I was like, uh, uh,
No.
Am I the only person or like some people I talk to, even though they know India's like across the world, they don't know our flights are like so long. They're like, "Oh my god, your flight is like more than 10 hours long. How do you survive?" And I'm like, "Don't you know how far away India is? Like how do
Yeah.
you not how would you like how you think I was going to take 2-hour flights? Like that would take me forever to go there."
It's so annoying how so many people aren't educated about India, like just India in general. Like they don't even that in the like they teach us about everything else in world history and like all history classes, but like India isn't one of them. And if it is India, it's like back then India.
I
Yeah, they
know.
talk about the
Yeah.
caste system and like it's just not as like enforced these days. Like I remember in like sixth grade social studies, the teacher was asking me like, so how's the caste system in India? And I'm like, it's not really like as big of a deal as it was back then.
well, that's kind of arguable though, because like a lot of people, there are still a lot of Indian parents that are like, even in America, they even like when they live in America, they're like, I want my kid to marry into our caste, into our religion,
Yeah.
into our
Yeah,
language, and like I know kids who like born in America, like Indian
Mhm.
kids who are like, I want to marry into my caste, and I was like,
yeah,
Yeah,
they
that's it
that's
too.
really messed up.
I feel
No.
like that's more like the influence of their parents keep telling
Yeah,
them, like, like
Yeah,
that
definitely.
this is the kind of person you're supposed to marry and stuff like that. I
Yeah, honestly,
I don't
it's
know. I don't know a lot of Indians who marry not Indian people, like white people or like Spanish people. Like I
yeah,
don't know
It's
so
same.
many
Like
super
those
Indians.
rare.
biracial couples are extremely rare.
I think that might also just be like that's true, and it also might also be just like because people want people to understand their culture. So like it's just like it's an understanding kind of thing, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean that could be true, also like because of the reason that like families don't want you marrying other people like of other races. They're like
Yeah,
same caste, same language, and stuff like that.
I've heard like the weirdest stories of like even though kids who grow up here in America, they like marry people from like India or like, and then like the guy doesn't know anything about America. Like why would you they literally marry a guy who's like all the way in India and they bring him here and like they give him a
mhm.
job and like they're like, "Oh, you have to take care of my child." And I'm like, how does that even
Like
I
what?
I would never do that. Like, I would never marry a guy who knows nothing about where I live at, you know? Like, why would
Mhm.
you just bring a guy and tell him to take care of your daughter? Like, the daughter knows nothing about the life over here. And I'm like, that's pretty much
Mhm.
impossible, right? I don't know how they even raise children like that over here in America. I just found it really weird when my mom was talking to me about it. I was like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, like personally, I think that you should have an understanding of the other person's like situation and life before you decide to get married.
One thing that that's really like messed up is how people like whenever I talk to my white friends about arranged marriages, they always ask me like, "Do your parents want you to get a arranged marriage?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're for it. Like that's what they want to do when I get older." And I don't really think about it now because like we don't really think about marriage now because it's
Marriages.
not something
Mhm.
that we don't really,
Yeah.
So I was talking to someone like just a few months ago, and they were like, "Oh my God, your parents actually want you to get an arranged marriage?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Wait, are you not gonna like? Why don't you just run away and get married? Like that's not how it works. Like I can't just run away and like marry some like white guy." And arranged marriages back then were what people think arranged marriages are now. Like we don't just like our parents just don't show us a guy. I mean, show us a guy and then we just say yes. Like that's not how it works now. Like we meet the person, we talk to them, but it's still like not. Before I used to think that's what it was, but now it's so much more different. Like you actually meet the person, you talk to them, and you don't have to say yes right away like before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, especially a pretty good description of this is like the one show on Netflix, like Indian Matchmaking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate that show. Don't even.
You don't like it? Bruh, I love that show.
They're so colorist on that show.
And her name is Nadia. She's literally me. That's gonna be me when I grow older.
She's like amazing, and she's so sweet and like clever.
No, my favorite was Vyasar. Vyasar is the best. Don't even.
He is the best.
But
I
none
love
of them got married. The stupid thing of that show is none of them got married.
exactly. I was a
I
little
was
bit.
like, what was the point? What was the point?
What was the reason?
But like also, I mean, like I just want to know, like how many of your parents like want you to have an arranged marriage? Just like
Oh
have
yeah,
have your
mine.
parents ever like do you know or like do you know like not know like
Yeah, I know for sure my parents want me to get an arranged marriage.
like
They said it's like an option for me. Like,
For
if
me,
were all of your parents in arranged marriage or what?
for
Like
me,
I'm
it's like
assuming Savni's parents were in arranged marriage based on the way they feel about arranged marriage.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Unless like I don't know if this is like personal or something. I don't know. I'm just asking. Like
I don't know. For me, my parents are fine with it. They're like, you can. They were like, you can do whatever you want. Kind of. They're like, I don't know. They're more like independence.
That's kind of how my parents are too. Because my parents also weren't like an arranged marriage, so they're a little more like. Obviously, they're gonna be a little less.
Yeah.
You know.
The way I knew for sure that like I was not allowed to date is because my sister, you know how she's in college, and there's one day we were just eating together, and then she was like, she was asking my mom, like it was just casual conversation, and she was like, like when can I date? Like can I date after college? And she didn't say anything. She said like, shut up, why are you talking about this right now? This is not the time to talk about it. Which is when I was like, she's literally in college. So when do you expect her to like meet people and like get to know? Because if you don't have experience, like it's not gonna work out, right? Like the time when you should start, like I get
college is like the time where you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, college is like when you meet people. You know,
What you want and like what you don't want in a person. Like
that's the time you figure out who you are. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Talking about guys, like just being friends with a guy is wrong in this house. Like,
dude, my sister said she had a crush on someone. Like my sister tried to tell my parents she had a crush on someone. I was like, don't do it. She did, because she's like a really honest person, and she likes telling my parents everything. And so they were like, why do you have a crush? And they like laughed at her, and she felt so bad she cried about it.
Oh no!
And she won't tell me who it is now, so I'm kind of sad. Like I don't get the tea.
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Like,
yeah, I know. And like I remember once I was in 5th grade, I was watching Jessie, and like this character had a crush on someone. Shut up! Why are you guys making fun of me? Or like I'm literally gonna smack both of you. Okay.
No, it's okay. We all watch Jessie at one point of our lives. So
I was watching Jessie. I was in 5th grade, by the way.
Yeah.
And so my dad heard Zuri had a crush on someone. He was like, "Don't watch that." I was like,
my parents were never really like that. Like they didn't restrict too much for like TV shows. Because I remember like one of my friends, like they couldn't watch it because Liv and Maddie had like dating stuff or something, and they didn't let her watch it.
I remember that.
My parents are fine with that now.
I'm lucky because my parents don't really like monitor what we watch. Like they monitor it, but like they're not like you can't watch it because it has like this stuff in it. You know, it's not like that bad.
My mom trusts me. Like I'm allowed to watch like TVMA, like or whatever. Like it doesn't matter anymore. But like my dad, on the other hand, like he's like,
yeah.
No. Why are you watching that?
My mom trusts me. She's like,
Can we talk
Go
about what our
ahead.
parents do when scenes like that come on?
Oh
No,
god.
my dad, he gets so angry. He's like, skip
It's like
the
my
scene.
dad. He has like a built-in, like not even like a built-in, like he just knows. He has like the sense when something's about to come on, and he forwards like 5 minutes of the movie, even if
I
it's
hate when
not.
they do that. I'm like, skip to the end of the scene. I want to know what
Yeah.
happens.
And you know what's so annoying? It's not like I want to sit there and watch it. It's just like some parts of the movie, while that scene is
Oh my
happening,
gosh,
stuff
yeah.
happens in the
They
scene.
talk in the scene and stuff like that. It's important sometimes, and I'm like, guys, like,
And even if it's not bad, if it's just like them in sheets, like in a bed, like it's bad.
Yeah.
can we talk about how Indian movies, like, they never actually kiss each other, but then it's
Yeah.
like
And the cameraman always goes behind
everywhere,
his
and I'm just like, guys,
Fun.
like, I feel uncomfortable. Like, I can watch like
Yeah.
little like
Like those other scenes are they're fine, but like watching romantic scenes in Indian movies is just like a
somehow
hard
it's worse.
struggle.
Somehow it's like 10 times
Yeah,
worse.
it's so much worse. I
It's like
just feel like
forbidden.
cringing. Like, oh my god.
I remember once I saw people kiss in an Indian movie, and I was like, they actually do that? Like,
Whoa,
the
is
lips
that a
actually
thing?
touched? I was like,
What?
I didn't know it did that.
It's most modern movies though. It's not really like the movies from way back when. Like these
Yeah,
days
way back.
they've caught on to the trend and they're like, okay, it's acceptable. And I'm like, oh really? Okay.
I always love how they have no ratings though, and so
Yeah.
you'll be like halfway through the movie, and then you'll see like it's kind of
Yeah.
like a little heavy on those scenes, and your parents are like, no.
Everyone's just like, what's going on?
Oh, should we? I think we should pick another movie.
Yeah, it's
I,
Come on,
I was gonna ask you guys about like what you think of like talking to your mom or your dad about like relationships. Like it's so awkward
No.
when you get to high school, you're just like they're
that's a
like.
hard no for me.
So a hard pass. No, that's why I'm moving to out of state.
Have you ever had to like?
out of state colleges?
Have you had to talk to them about it though? Like they're like, okay, let's talk about how you shouldn't be in a relationship in high school.
No.
No, they just assumed that we knew, and I was
It's
like,
just
oh,
like a assumption, or like I'll
yeah,
talk to them about someone else being in a relationship, and they'll be like, "Why are they in a relationship in high school? They should."
exactly.
They're like, "It's so stupid." And I'm like, I kind of like personally, my own opinion about relationships in high school, like I agree, but you know, I don't know about college. That I will cross that bridge when that
See,
happens.
now, even if I was to get into a relationship, I wouldn't, because first of all, I can't hide it. Like it's so hard, especially with my
Okay,
parents.
so
It's
I
difficult.
will. I don't, because like I'm not a FaceTime person. First of all, I'm not a texting person. Like I don't one-on-one FaceTime people. I don't text people one-on-one that much. And so like, especially during this time, like this relationship would not survive right now. Like I would be like
Exactly.
so distant.
So many relationships didn't work out just because of this quarantine. Like,
Cause
Yeah,
like I'm just it's like
I need the in-person connection. Like, I'm really bad at texting. I only call like a few people. Like, it's just like really just hard for
yeah,
me to
it's not
communicate.
something I want to do personally
Yeah,
right
like I
now.
need the in-person talking. I love talking in person, just not over like
in
text.
person is so much more different. Like people don't realize, because so many people are so like stuck up on their phones, and all they want to do is like FaceTime, FaceTime, FaceTime. But like me and Sia realized that one time when we were on FaceTime, and like there's such a difference between talking in person and over FaceTime.
For me, it's like talking on a group chat versus talking to that person separately.
Yeah,
I would rather talk to someone one on one than in a group chat.
Really, I just make jokes on group chats. Maybe racking up those ha-has on the messages.
oh, it's funny.
Me and my anime memes.
Varsha,
Yes. Who yelled at me? Was that Savni? Seems like something Savni would do.
that was actually me.
If you want me to, I will.
We should
Yeah.
have like a whole podcast about anime. Like, if there's anyone else in our group who likes anime,
I think Emil, Monica, and Narisha, as far as I know. Wait.
yeah, we really need to have a whole podcast like dedicated to anime.
Overall, it's hard, man. It's hard being Indian.
Or it's hard balancing like your American identity with like kind of like your Indian parent, like in like the Indian, like your parents' views on stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, like your own culture. Yeah. So.
Okay, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
So, Varsha and I have a little surprise for you. In our bios, we said that we have a special song and we want to sing it for you. So, get ready for your ears to be blessed because they're about to be blessed. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and Spotify at Growing Up Asians, and check out our website, which you can find on our Instagram page.